Let's turn our attention to the Cavs, getting ready for Game 6 in Toronto tonight. They can end the series. Donovan Mitchell talked about his mentality going into Game 6 against the Raptors.
I'm just going to keep taking the shots. Like, you know what I mean? They don't fall, they don't fall. They fall, they fall, right? But just continue to get good looks. Take care of the ball. Do whatever it takes. Do what it takes to win. Like, this is what it's about. You know what I mean? And I know who I am, right? Y'all know who I am, and I think the biggest thing is just how do we win the game. I don't really care about nothing else. You know, this is our opportunity, and we have an opportunity to close the series on the road. It's going to be a tough environment. It's going to be loud. They may go on a run or whatever, but, like, for me, it's like whatever shot's there, continue to take. And I had some ones that went in and out tonight, right? But I don't really care. It's like, hey, just continue to take the shots that I'm given and make the plays that are needed and be efficient.
Jimmy, I'm curious your take on this. Everybody made a big deal when, Mitchell apparently said, leave Schroeder in. He's doing a great job. I have no problem with that at all. That's a guy that wants to win. He put his money where his mouth was. He said it's all about winning in the playoffs, and he wasn't concerned that he didn't have a good game. He wants to win.
Yeah, I think so. There's a ton of nuance here, and I think on the one hand, I absolutely agree with you. I think that Donovan urging Kenny Atkinson to leave Dennis Schroeder in the game because that group was doing well. Honestly, Donovan's approach to Game 4 in general, when James Harden had it going and then Dennis Schroeder had it going and Evan Mobley came alive in the second half, shows a ton of growth, both from him and from his supporting cast. Donovan Mitchell, for his career, has one of the 5 highest playoff usage rates, which essentially just measures offensive workload, like how often are you punctuating a possession in NBA history. Last year, he in the Pacers series, or that entire playoff run, he finished that postseason with the 16th highest playoff usage rate in NBA history. And if you look up and down that list, his name is all over it. Single season, all time. The point is, it's been the Donovan show in the playoffs for much of his career, and I think he has recognized, okay, that's not working. How can I adjust? And I think game 5 was a really good example of that adjustment. He said in that same press conference, like, sometimes when the Raptors are guarding him the way that they're guarding him, which is basically, like, I compared it in a column this week to teachers assigning the buddy system. Like, if Donovan Mitchell goes somewhere, his man goes somewhere. That they are following him everywhere down the court up and down the court for 94 feet. And sometimes it's, and we'll get to this later, sometimes it's not the best thing for Donovan to just stand there and let that happen. But sometimes if his teammates have it going and the rest, and one guy's focused on Donovan not touching the ball, yeah, go ahead. Let your teammates play 4-on-4. They have better space. Okay, that's great. And he is hyper conscious of the conversation, capital T, capital C, around him. And he hates that he's never been to a conference finals. And I do think that this is, to your point, putting your money where your mouth is, and not caring about stats and doing whatever it takes to win the game. That being said, how many more Dennis Schroeder games are we going to get like that?
Yeah.
How many more James Harden first half takeovers are we going to get like that? He's 36 years old. He's not the same guy that he was in Houston. Still a very good player, but not the same guy. The idea that Donovan is taking the shots that come to him, yes, you want to play within yourself, but in some of these must-win, and this doesn't necessarily have to be about Game 6 in this series or Game 7 in this series, but, like, superstars they can't always afford that patience, right? Or their teams can't have them approaching it that way. Like, you need to dictate the terms. You create the shots that you want. And too often in this series, Toronto has dictated terms to Donovan Mitchell. He's not getting to the free throw line. He's not getting to the rim. They have turned him, one of the best scorers, most versatile scorers in the NBA, into a pull-up three-point shooter. And that is concerning to me, because there are other teams who are watching this and saying, we can follow that blueprint. We can do the same thing. So this problem's not going away, although I do think it ceased to be a problem when his teammates stepped up around him in Game 5.